My name is Natalie Hirsch, obviously, and I am currently CEO of a public company listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture named Analytics Insight. And we are a fintech company specialized in um, AI and data analytics. And we have a few products and also an investment in a business in Italy for which we own 49%. So we have a couple of business lines really focused on AI and sort of shaping how AI can drive content and data in the financial markets. So my role is really I started in operations as a VP of Ops for many years at a trading exchange in Toronto, CoinSquare, and then pivoted into the COO role at this company, and then through changes in management became CEO. And I also sit on a few boards, but one of them being the company in Italy. And yeah, that's a little bit about my current experience, most recent experience. Sometimes we're our own worst enemies and our own worst critics, and I think it's good to have somebody to speak to and to clarify your own way of thinking and to clarify what you want for yourself in your current role and also in your future path. And I think my goal in coaching was really to have a sounding board and really use because I sort of have experience also in learning about coaching. So I know that a lot of the solutions we find are within ourselves. So having that sounding board and that sort of mirror to you to be able to sort of find out some of the solutions for my problems in my career. And I've shifted a lot in the levels, the corporate levels in the last few years from a director to a VP to a CO to a CEO of a public company. And there's been a lot of learning, but a lot of challenges that come with each of those roles and a different level of responsibility. And I think my goal in being coached was really to open my mind to the shifting perspective of my job and also, sort of gain confidence in my abilities and be able to sort of unblock myself because I tend to be the person that blocks myself and my upward mobility the most. So that was sort of my goal in coaching. Use a really interesting toolkit of sort of ideologies and exercises that help you sort of step back from yourself and change your perspective and look at things a little bit differently. And I think we come from very different perspectives, so I think that's really helpful. And so I think just I think also just giving me the space to speak to my reality, but also keeping me accountable for the way I'm thinking and the things that sort of harm me in my way of thinking. I think that that was helpful for me. What stood out for me is just I think just I don't know, a lot of our conversations, you just called me, I find it like you really help to push me to I think I've learned to sort not bullshit the message and bullshit, but it was very hard to bullshit you on the reality of what I was thinking about myself. And you sort of challenged me to be more open. And I can't remember exactly the specifics, but a few times you really pushed me to just open up and to be more truthful about what I was experiencing and to see things from a different perspective. So I mean, I think that was I still remember the feeling because the good thing about you as a coach is I don't always remember specific conversations, but you always remember the feeling the person left you with that really made you in that moment challenge your perspective. Yeah, I think it's better. I mean, constantly, I've changed I've changed professionally quite a bit, and I think, I feel a lot stronger, more resilient, but also a lot more aware that it's okay to keep growing. And, everybody is learning and nobody is perfect. And I think your message about taking ego out and everyone's on the same level playing field and everyone has their challenges. And I think at looking at people as opposed to a hierarchy, but just as people, gave me the confidence to know that I deserve to be in the room and I have my own perspective and I deserve to be there and share it. I think you have an enormous sensitivity and empathy in the way you communicate with your clients. And I think that's a rare quality to have. And I never felt like you weren't patient. I feel there's very few people, especially now as I get older, that I feel I can open up with. And I think you need to have that chemistry with a coach, somebody you can trust sharing your experiences with. And you have a very non judgmental approach that really steps away from the individual day to day specifics and really works on more of a perspective mind shift, which I think is great. I just think it opens your mind to different ways of different limiting factors you might have on yourself and allows you to, everyone has an enormous amount of opportunity in themselves to find new perspectives and new solutions. And I think a good coach, can help you expand yourself and help you reach different potentials, whatever your goals are. Mine were more professional awareness and professional growth, but whatever your goals are, a good coach can really, show a mirror to you and help you sort of recognize within yourself your strengths.